whenever we want to write about anything, we start writing about everything. Because everything's so connected. When people are inspired, they're capable of doing amazing things. You know, inspiration is a power that leads you on an evolutionary force, you know, on an evolutionary path. Because I think what the world is hungry for is authenticity. A book is almost like a calling card. What a book does is really does demonstrate and then enhance your own credibility. I'm a great believer that a book works best for most people when they've actually been doing something out in the world for a while. And then you write a book to condense what you've been doing and showcase what you've been doing. And you broaden your reach to a large extent. Obviously, writing a book is a great way to get to dozens, hundreds, thousands of people, but you don't have to do it on a one-to-one basis. I hope that all of you do or get to love the writing process, because a lot of people kind of focus on, okay, I want to have a book out in the world, but they don't really want to have to write it. I hope most of you actually want to write a book, because for me, personally, it's a joyful thing to write, it's a challenging thing to write. So I love the process of writing and expressing and communicating, and I love being an author. I've just written my 6th book. I started writing it in December, and then the Gremlins got me, and I stopped writing it. Then I picked it up again in May, and I finished it. So even today, I still get taken out by resistance at times. But, you know, being on a spiritual path, I know to say, I resist with awareness. I know I'm doing it, but it doesn't necessarily stop me doing it. But what I find is the more conscious of it I become, the more I can go, yeah, I am really in resistance, but it doesn't necessarily stop me doing it. But I know that it's probably only going to be weeks or months before that begins to collapse, because I know where I'm headed. So I think for me, what I've learned over the last perhaps 10 or 15 years is life-supporting, life-affirming structures are really useful. Because I remember when I was sitting down to start writing the work we want to do, probably 12, 13 years ago now, I kept thinking, I want to write about that, I want to write about that, I want to write about that, I want to write about that. And that's great, that's an important place to be, and then it's about unpicking that, I think, and putting some structure to it. If you can get to that place where you've got your cover blurb, you've got your overall outcomes, you've got a kind of chapter structure with some clarity about what each chapter is going to give people, you've actually designed your book. It then becomes much easier to write it. So it's the paradox of, like, you know, we've all got tons of material, most of us have. It's the skill of distilling it down to the essence and then expanding it back up again. But I think the real key is to be able to distill it to its essence to start with.